Today, we're diving into a story that's not just shocking, but a chilling reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk behind a simple swipe on a dating app. Imagine this. You're looking for connection, maybe a fun evening out, and you arrange a date. But what if that date turns into your worst nightmare? In the summer of 2024, in the seemingly peaceful city of Utrecht in the Netherlands, a 40-year-old man, just back in the country after years abroad, decided to try his luck on Tinder. He was house-sitting for friends, perhaps feeling a bit lonely, and arranged to meet a young woman. He was expecting a pleasant evening. What he got instead was a descent into pure horror. Have you ever thought about the risks you take when meeting someone online for the first time? Instead of the friendly face he anticipated, two figures stormed the home. An 18-year-old boy and an 18-year-old girl. What followed was hours of unimaginable torture. This man was tied up, bound with tape, zip ties, and roped to a table, and even a cat scratching post. His face was covered, a pillow strapped to his head, rendering him helpless. The attackers didn't stop there. He was kicked, a knife was held to his throat, and cigarettes were extinguished on his skin. And then, the unimaginable. They doused his feet in flammable liquid and set them on fire. Can you even begin to comprehend that level of cruelty? But the torment wasn't just physical. He was forced to perform sexual acts on himself, all while being filmed. The perpetrators threatened to send these videos to his family, his colleagues, a disgusting form of blackmail designed to break him completely. And through all this, they had one demand: money. He was forced to contact his bank, unblock his account, and they ultimately stole 5,000 euros. Think about that for a moment. A simple Tinder date. How did it go so horrifically wrong? And who were these young individuals capable of such brutality? So, who were these attackers? An 18-year-old boy from Rotterdam and an 18-year-old girl from Roosendaal. The girl, it turns out, had used her own photos on Tinder to lure the victim. She had no prior criminal record. But the boy? He was already known to the police. Their lawyers would later describe them as a twisted Bonnie and Clyde, a couple who, together, spiraled into the darkest parts of human behavior. What drives two teenagers to commit such heinous acts? The investigation revealed even more disturbing layers. The young man was also facing separate charges of human trafficking, allegedly for arranging paid sexual encounters for the very same girl. It paints a picture of exploitation and a deep-seated criminality. Were they driven purely by money? The 5,000 euros they stole certainly points to robbery as a motive. But the sheer level of violence, the sadistic torture, the filming, it suggests something far more sinister, doesn't it? A desire for power, for control, or just a chilling lack of empathy. Psychological evaluations were ordered, of course. The courts needed to understand what was going on in the minds of these young perpetrators. Were they fully aware of the gravity of their actions? The defense even asked for juvenile criminal law to be applied, given their age. It's a complex question. When young people commit adult crimes of this magnitude, how should justice be served? Thankfully, the victim survived this ordeal. His lawyer reported he was doing relatively well under the circumstances, but the psychological scars of such an event, they can last a lifetime, can't they? The case went to court, and the perpetrators were in pre-trial detention. The legal process would slowly unfold, trying to piece together the full story and deliver some form of justice. This case is extreme, but it forces us to ask some hard questions. In an age where we connect with strangers online more than ever, how do we protect ourselves? What are the red flags we might be missing? So, what can we learn from this truly terrifying story? Firstly, vigilance in online dating is paramount. It sounds obvious, but how many of us truly vet the people we meet online? Meeting in a public place for the first time, letting a friend or family member know your plans. These are not just suggestions. They are crucial safety steps. Have you ever skipped these precautions, thinking it'll be fine? Secondly, recognizing red flags. This can be tricky, as perpetrators can be manipulative. But any behavior that feels off, too intense too soon, or makes you uncomfortable, trust your gut. It's better to be overly cautious than to find yourself in a dangerous situation. What red flags have you encountered or heard about in online dating? This incident also touches on home security. The victim was attacked in a place he should have felt safe. While these attackers forced their way in, it's a reminder to always be mindful of your surroundings and security, even in familiar places. And what does this say about modern crime? The use of a dating app as a lure, the filming of the assault for blackmail, the sheer brutality from such young individuals. It's a disturbing reflection of how technology can be twisted for evil, and perhaps a deeper societal issue about youth violence and desensitization. What are your thoughts on this? The psychological impact on victims of such crimes is immense. Recovery is a long and difficult road. This story underscores the absolute necessity of support systems and professional help for survivors of trauma. Finally, it brings up questions about our legal and social responses. How should the justice system handle young offenders who commit such heinous acts? And what can we, as a society, do to address the root causes that might lead to such violence? Things like dysfunctional relationships or the normalization of aggression. This story from Utrecht is a dark one, but it's a story that needs to be told, not to scare, but to make us think, to make us more aware, and hopefully, to make us all a little safer. What are your biggest takeaways from this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a respectful discussion about this important issue. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, we will continue posting more content that delves into the complexities of the world around us. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.